The early days of rail travel were anything but comfortable. Passengers were tightly packed into coaches. Sleeping on long trips was almost impossible. Travelers had only a few short minutes to grab what food they could. That would all change with George Pullman. On an overnight trip, he found the cars overcrowded, and he was forced to join others and sleep in his seat. That event led to the creation of the Pullman Palace Car Company. The first car was built in 1867, the last in 1968. The story of the Pullman Company and its impact on labor and civil rights in America is presented at the Pullman National Historic Park. The original administration building and clock tower have been restored, and many historic structures have been stabilized. Our visit starts at the Welcome Center. The Park Museum presents historical Pullman artifacts. These plates were used in the dining cars. This showcase contains a demonstration sample used by salesmen to promote the sleeping cars. A major display presents the history of the Pullman porters. These were former slaves hired to work as porters on sleeping cars. While the pay was low, even by the standards of the day, it was one of the best jobs available for African American males. Unfortunately, it also reinforced the stereotype of a servant class. The cars are advertised as hotels on wheels. The porters worked 400 hours a month. Beginning in 1900, porters began to unionize. The union was formed in 1918 and laid the groundwork for the civil rights movement. Very little of the original plant remains. The main gate is still intact. The largest remaining factory structure is the rear car shop. It is in the process of being stabilized to protect it from further decay. It is in this building where the Pullman Palace car was assembled. The coaches got a big boost when they were used for Abraham Lincoln's funeral train. The Palace cars were the height of rail travel luxury. The wooden seats were replaced with finely upholstered cushioned seats. First-class cars were even more finely appointed. Many cars even provided a dance floor. The most wealthy had custom-built private cars. The crowded and rushed station diners were replaced with in-car kitchens and dining rooms that rivaled the finest New York restaurants. No more sleeping on seats. The palace coaches had pull-down beds hidden over the seats. The seats could also be made into beds when needed. The addition of lavatories made cross-country travel as comfortable as could be imagined. While very little of the factory remains, the town that housed the workers is largely intact. George Pullman began building the company town in 1880. The Hotel Florence was built in 1881. The factory was the focus of salesmen from around the world promoting iron, steel, upholstery, and other commodities. The 50-room hotel was built to rent to these supply representatives. The hotel also offered first-class accommodation to railroad executives. The Florence provided a relaxing atmosphere for the guests. The architectural style is Gothic Revival. The exterior and interior are currently under extensive restoration. Just south of the hotel is the town of Pullman. George Pullman not only built the town, he had total control of all aspects of life in the town. The workers who lived there paid rent to the company and had to meet the behavioral standards that George Pullman set. Alcohol was banned. Drinking in the town limits would get workers instantly fired. However, the landscaping, parks, and social clubs provided a pleasant atmosphere. Many homes had gas lighting and indoor plumbing. The size of the home reflected the job status of the worker. Market Square and Market Hall were the center for shopping and many social activities. Market Hall contained 16 stalls leased to private businesses that sold fresh meats, produce, and other goods. It also contained a banquet hall and meeting rooms. The City of Chicago and the State of Illinois have authorized a grant to restore this wonderful, classic Romanesque building. Surrounding Market Hall is Market Square. It features 4 curving 2-story apartment buildings. A mural on the edge of town represents the work done by the laborers. Pullman was a company town with the benefits and pitfalls of most company towns. Every aspect of the factory and town was under the watchful eye of George Pullman. Employees were not allowed to own their homes. Food was purchased only at the company-owned store. The church paid taxes, and all banking was done at the company bank. He even owned the library. This worked well until the Panic of 1893. It was a severe economic depression in the United States. 15,000 businesses failed. 500 banks closed. Unemployment rose as high as 43%. Railroad workers began a nationwide strike. The railroad strike at Pullman would turn deadly. George Pullman cut wages, but did not lower rent or food prices. On May 11, 1894, 4,000 workers walked off the job. The strike spread to 250,000 workers in 27 states, effectively paralyzing the railroads. President Grover Cleveland dispatched 6,000 federal troops and 8,000 police and deputies to restore order and get the trains running. This inevitably led to violent clashes. Workers attacked the troops and destroyed railroad property. The strike resulted in 40 deaths, untold injuries, and financial losses of $259 million in today's dollars. After the strike, Labor Day was made a federal holiday. The town of Pullman is going through the process of gentrification. People are returning, purchasing, and restoring their homes. Buildings like the original firehouse have been stabilized. It has been repurposed for various community events. The Greenstone Church was built in 1882. It is undergoing extensive restoration. It is constructed from greenstone from Pennsylvania. The interior has remained unchanged since 1884. The organ and stained glass windows are original to the building. The Pullman House Project offers tours of select homes and the neighborhood. This is the Dunbar House. It was home to the superintendent of the Pullman Car Works. it has been restored to its original condition. The largest house in Pullman has been restored and is now the welcome center for the Pullman House project. It was the home of George Sessions, the Pullman general manager. The town once housed over 12,000 workers. The hotel welcomed visitors from around the world. The factory built cars that would revolutionize rail travel. The strike of 1894 would forever change labor and industrial relations in the United States. The Pullman National Historic Park showcases the significant role George Pullman played, not only with his design for industrial communities, but also with his involvement in American labor history.